Hey y'all, episode 350. It is good to be back. It is the Late Night Vision Show, the place that you come to, hopefully, for all the new and breaking news on all night vision and thermal optics. We talk about hunting strategies. We talk about you name it, but a lot of it is thermal optic and night vision reviews. So, Jason Robertson, I'm going to bring you in right now, owner of Outdoor Legacy, the co-host. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm just over here. You're introing this show, and I'm changing out AirPods, and I'm trying to get over here in my good ears so I can hear. It's all good.
So today we're going to be doing an annual show that we do every year, SHOT Show special. So for those that don't know, this week, this Thursday is the Thursday before SHOT Show. SHOT Show starts January 21st of 2025. You and I, Jason, are going out there a couple days ahead to get ready. And we just got done talking about SHOT Show and what our plans are. But we kind of want to share the whole experience with you, tell you a little bit what goes on. We're going to talk about our schedule, Outdoor Legacy's schedule, and what you can expect from us for that week as far as programming. But before we get into the substance of the matter, if you are looking to purchase if you're not looking to purchase Outdoor Legacy, it might be for sale, but
it might be for sale.
Everything's for sale.
If you're interested in Outdoor Legacy, call me. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, Jason wouldn't mind being on a beach.
Bring your venture capitalist. It doesn't take much.
If you are looking to buy an optic from my tongue's getting tied. If you are looking to buy an optic from Outdoor Legacy, please give us a call, 877-350-1818, outdoorlegacy.com. Jason, before I bring you in and we talk about some of the things we're going to talk about, I want to, because this is a good show to do it. This is not a blow-off show, but it's not as strict of programming as we've had in the past. Several weeks ago, I talked to you about a certain bird. Do you remember this conversation? The pet bird that we had hanging around the property?
Oh, I have no idea where any of this is going. I do right now. I think you said, I don't want to go. You told me something about this bird that would not leave.
I have not given you the follow-up story to this. So we have on our house, we have a big open field that our house looks into, a couple hundred yards from our door to the property line. It's open field. In the backyard is thick woods, and we're on a hill, so it kind of goes downhill. So this vulture is what it turned out to be. Was hanging around for a long time. I was out deer hunting. The thing was hanging out in the field. I would throw it, hogs and coyotes. Whenever I'd shoot, I'd throw it out there, and it was having to fend off all these other vultures and buzzards. Well, I guess it can't fly, and I have not updated the story on purpose because it is still around, and it has been named. It's got a name. My wife named it Larry, so it's Larry Bird. And Jason, what I'm going to tell you is pretty unbelievable.
Oh my gosh,
it used to hang out in the field 100 yards away, and it's hanging this little tree. It now, when I wake up in the morning, is staring at me through the back door. And
what?
And I have been feeding it, and I've got videos. I'm showing you videos of Larry Bird. If you call him a buzzard in the comments, I'm going to get offended, and I might block you. Okay. But he's a vulture.
Be prepared to block me, because I was just about to say, I'm not going to watch this show because I don't want to see these videos. I hate buzzards. Like they're the nastiest animal to me.
This thing cannot fly. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but every morning it's on my back porch staring at me through and I've got dogs. The dogs are used to it now. They're not like going crazy over it. It's staring at me in the back door, and then it comes back at dinner time. And I don't know. I mean, I've been feeding it animals and whatever I shoot, and weird. Also wet dog food. But Larry, I don't know. The problem, it's turning into a problem because Larry Bird is pooping all over the back porch now, and I'm having to clean it up all the time.
You might be a redneck if
I've created monsters. So all y'all out there, I mean, that are shooting lots of coyotes and lots of hogs, I guess you're doing pretty good when you actually shoot enough that you're actually taming one of these vultures and they're hanging around. You feed them so much they're hanging around. But he is part of the family. He's officially a pet now. You do need to go check out the videos because it is pretty funny of Larry on the back porch, and he's there right now. I mean, that's what I was doing before the show. I was checking on Larry, make sure he was taken care of. But he will not leave. Yeah. He sleeps under the carport at night. He goes and sleeps under the carport and then comes back to the porch in the morning for food. Anyway, that's not what the show is about. But if you're listening in the car, you need to go check out. I've got some funny videos of Larry Bird on the back porch.
I'm blown away.
I know you, because I have on purpose have not updated this story because I wanted to do it on the show right here live.
I forgot all about.
So now episode 350 will go down as the Bird Show, the Larry Bird Show.
The Bird Show 350.
So if you call up and you're wanting to buy an optic, ask me, say, hey, how's Larry Bird doing? And I'll give you a full update. We're going to get a lot of Larry Bird questions on the phone, I'm sure, from the girls.
I think so.
Yeah. So anyway, Jason, let's talk about SHOT Show.
I'll tell you what, before we jump into this whole SHOT Show thing, let me just give a brief explanation of what SHOT Show is. Now, a lot of our loyal listeners, guys who listen to this podcast or watch this podcast every week, they already know what this is. But just real quick, because a lot of people do not. The SHOT Show is an industry insider only event. All right. What that means is it is not open to the general public. To get in, you need to be a manufacturer, a distributor, a dealer. There's, some law enforcement that's able to get there, military, some of these, different type of organizations related to that can get in, but it's an industry insider event. And the reason what that means is it's not like, say, the NRA show or a Texas Trophy Hunters, gun show or something where everybody can go. Every single industry in the whole United States has an industry show. And that means it's for industry insiders. And that's because that is where we go to do business. Now, granted, there's always some people that seem to find their way in here and they're clogging up the aisles while everybody else is trying to do business. And you're like, what is this guy doing here? And who got him in? But no, there is, there's a lot of pricing that's laid out there. And again, talk of things that are coming, down the road and unreleased things. So obviously, it's just not for the general public. So it's the one show a year that's like this in our industry. It's the big show. And SHOT stands for the Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade. And it is put on by the National Shooting Sports Foundation. That is an organization that advocates for our industry, the whole hunting industry. I mean, everywhere from shooting, rifles, ammo, camo, camping, anything in this outdoor trade industry is under this umbrella. And so you have to be a member of the National Shooting Sports Foundation to get in all this stuff. So anyway, that's what it is. And we go there every year to, a lot of times it's to see all the new stuff that's coming for this year be 2025, whatever that year is. Now, I will say this, after COVID, because the year 2021 during COVID, we didn't have the show. They canceled the show, I guess, at the last minute. And so since then, I think for our industry as a whole, some of the manufacturers have gotten away from releasing everything at SHOT Show. 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, the idea of releasing an optic outside of the week of SHOT Show in January was foreign. I mean, it was bizarre. I mean, there were manufacturers that would have optics ready for the market in September. You're like, well, gotta hold it till SHOT Show. I mean, that was just the way we did things. Now, I think with COVID, it kind of got us out of that a little bit. So now there's things that can come at any time. And I know I'm going down a little bit of a rabbit trail here, but that's good and that's bad. We see manufacturers release things sometimes in the fall before hunting season really kicks off or right as hunting season kicks off. And you go, man, that's fantastic. I was able to get this optic and use it for fall of 2024 and winter of 2025. And I got it ahead of time and that was great. Here's the negative to that. If you'd have called up to Outdoor Legacy and talked to Hans or I, let's just say in 2019 or 2020 or before, and you said, let's say that it was, February, March, anytime. You say, hey, is anything new coming anytime soon? I'd say, man, probably not. I mean, it's, we're a long ways from January, long ways from SHOT Show. You don't really have to worry about that. I don't think there's going to be anything come out. It would be really, really crazy if it did. And we could say that because if something came out, it was bizarre. It was weird. Now, people call and understandable. They're fixing to spend, $1,000 or $5,000 or more. And it's like, hey, is something new fixing to come out? And our honest answer at this point is who knows? Because now we're not tied to one event in 1 month of the year. There's manufacturers, if we went back and, looked at every single thing that's come out, there's stuff coming out probably every other month between all the major manufacturers.
It trickles out through the year. And you look at Pulsar on January 6th that released 3 brand new optics to the public. Normally they'd have just held on to that for a few weeks and announced it at SHOT Show. It is no longer about, displaying, and rightfully so. I agree with this decision 100%. No longer is it just about displaying these optics for the first time to the dealer networks, who are going to, show them to the world. I think it's good. Hey, we're going to make this unveiling directly to the public. I mean, that to me kind of makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. I think the negative, the consequence for the end user is you just can no longer say, I'm going to wait until X day to buy because then I know I'm getting the latest. Because I promise you this, there will be new announcements in February, March, May. I mean, it's coming. There's more stuff coming all year, randomly sprinkled throughout the year from different manufacturers. But anyway, that's basically what SHOT Show is. It's in Las Vegas. It's in Las Vegas every year. Way back when it used to be in some different cities, but for the last probably 20 years, it's been in Vegas. So basically, Hans, I want to talk a little bit about our schedule. I'll let you kind of do that, but I want people to understand, what it's going to be like, what they can expect next week from the Late Night Vision show. I want you to talk about that, and also kind of at Outdoor Legacy. Yeah.
So on your calendars, circle Tuesday. I'm gonna look at my calendar. Tuesday the 21st, and specifically in the morning. Jason, what time is it usually release these shows? 8 a.m. Central Time?
I think we normally do it about 8 a.m. Central Time, which is like
an hour,
6 a.m. Vegas time. But yeah.
So 8 a.m. Central Time, we are releasing 4 interview shows. We've got Pulsar, we've got AGM, we've got Rick's, and we've got IRA USA, which is Infrared Outdoor, and Knockpicks. So we've got 4 shows. They're not long. I mean, anywhere from 20 minutes. I think the longest might be 40 minutes, but in the 40-minute show was for a reason, because there was a lot of optics being announced, and I won't share the company, but it's coming. So January 21st, 8 a.m. Circle that date. There are 4 shows. You're going to get to find out all the new stuff that's being announced at SHOT Show that week. And, you'll have it right there at your fingertips, and you can kind of, skip around and go to the shows that are most important to you. But we do that every year because we want to give you the experience of being able to find out the same time that everybody else does. And also, go ahead, Jason.
No, I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry. I was over here holding my hand up like you can see.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot, but I want to speak to that real quick. So, one of the reasons Hans just said it, we love doing these shows, breaking this news, putting it all in one place. Yes, he's like, I got to watch a 20-minute show. I got to watch a 40-minute show. I get that. And, but the information for each of these major manufacturers is right there in one spot. And one of the biggest things, I don't know that this was our intention, but now I think it's one of our intentions, and now I think it's really a big point, and the manufacturers like it as well, is it gets rid of the rumors and the myths and all the misinformation that goes on. Guys, we've got emails and phone calls and stuff coming in with guys who would bet their life savings on optics that they believe are fixing to come out because they've got a source. They know somebody who's seen it and whatever. and guys, it's just not gonna happen. Like we're like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. And so that those rumors get out there, and then it's just this so much information coming out of SHOT Show. Again, not just for the thermals, but for the whole hunting industry, and new guns and new ammo and new calibers and new whatever. And there's all this, and it's hard to go sift through that. And while we understand these interviews, 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes, there's a lot, but you're getting the information from these quality thermal brands, the biggest, best brands in the market, the ones that we recommend, the ones that we talk about right here on the show. You're getting the information from them. So it's no more of this, my buddy said that he knows a guy. You have their representative saying, this is it, and this is what's going to be available. So we like that, is that it just cuts down on the churn of the I heard on the internet kind of thing.
100%. Yeah, you make a good point, because there's a lot of speculation that goes on that week. Hey, my buddies at SHOT Show, and they get on a Facebook forum and they're talking all, about a lot of misinformation. So yes, this is directly from them, from the horse's mouth, exactly what you can expect to find. So Tuesday, 4 episodes or 4 shows, interview shows with each manufacturer. Then circle your calendar again that Thursday, which I'm going to look at my calendar, which is the 23rd. That'll be episode 351, live from the SHOT Show. Jason, are we doing that in American Defense again? Have you?
Yes, we
got
are.
That secured?
The plan is that, American Defense Manufacturing has been so generous to offer their booth again to us. It's awesome to let us come there. It is very difficult to find places to record because there's so much going on, and there's every square inch of that building is so valuable. And these manufacturers have paid so much money to be there. And so there's no such thing at SHOT Show as finding a chair to sit down in. That's like the most valuable commodity. But American Defense has opened their booth up to us once again, allowing us to come in there and squeeze in on them and really disrupt their booth for about an hour while we come in, set up, and record. So it's awesome. And thank you to Tom Stewart and all the guys over there. Y'all are amazing, and can't wait to do that.
Yeah, Tom gets the booth ready for us, and he even works security around the camera to keep people from, milling about and loitering around the camera.
Hold on. I want to talk when you say security. Yeah. It's not as if we need security.
No, we don't.
But we were recording in there, I don't know, it's probably a couple years ago. We were in there both recording. I mean, it's clear. Hans and I have on lapel mics, cords running back. We have a computer set up, a monitor. We have a camera. I mean, it's clear what we're doing. Anybody in the world, and we don't expect people to be quiet. I mean, this is a trade show. The people are working. That's okay. But this dude walks up, looks at us, and I thought he was going to touch the camera. I mean, he's just inches from this thing and picking up stuff on the table. It was so
people
great.
They have no clue who we are or what we're doing.
No,
but it's it's a camera and they're talking. I'm going to sit here and watch. So it's kind of funny, but it's also, Jason and I are not professional, so sometimes it's a little distracting when you're seeing people just kind of.
I don't think you had to tell them we're not professionals. I think they clearly have that info.
So we will be in the American. Thank you, Tom Stewart, for getting that together again. So we will be in the booth again. We're going to be doing our live recap show. That's going to air Thursday. So let's talk about the schedule for the week. So a lot of you right now, if you're calling this week and the prior week and you're asking about scopes, what I've been telling people is the conversation that we're having today is probably could look a lot different in 2 weeks. So a lot of you are rightfully so are deferring making a decision on an optic until after SHOT Show. So many of you, are going to be calling, the very last week of January, the first week of February to kind of reassess the market, see what optics right for you based on all the new information and all the new scopes. So Jason and I are going to be out of the office all of the week of the 20th. So the 20th, the 20th to the 24th.
Monday through Friday.
I've already asked you, you're going up there Sunday, right? You're going up there a day early.
I'm going up Sunday. And we'll be out of Hans and I will be out of the office Monday through Friday.
So
But
if you're calling, I know the tendency might be, okay, I just watched your show on Monday or Tuesday of that week, or when whatever day you watch, and be like, okay, I'm going to call and we're going to talk about all these new scopes. The problem is we're not going to be there. Yes, now the warehouse is going to be open. If you know what scope you want to buy and you're ready to buy it, Outdoor Legacy is going to be open. The girls will be there to take phone calls. We got Garrett. Poor Garrett. You're going to have to
poor Garrett.
take care of him because he's going to be
No.
manning the phones most days by himself. But what I would say is, I would only call if you know what you want to buy and you're ready to buy it, and maybe you need some advice on optics that are on the market. But if you are calling and you want to talk about SHOT Show, new optics at SHOT Show, a new optic compared to an old optic that you were considering, I would hold that phone call really till the last week in January, towards the end of the last week in January, before Jason and I get back in. And even if you want to wait till February, here's the reason why. A lot of these scopes that are going to be announced, I'm sure the availability is going to be made known and clear, but they're not going to be ready to ship right away when it's announced. There might be, but I don't know. So I wouldn't count on it like, oh my gosh, we got to get this and get it done and get it ordered. So I would wait to call in. If you want to talk about any new optic that's been announced at SHOT Show, I would wait towards the end of the first week in January, beginning of January. But again, if you know what you want to buy, Outdoor Legacy will be open, and we do want your business. But we also, a lot of you want to call in and talk about scopes, rightfully so. And Jason and I will be out of town all of that week, and then we will be coming back that late that Friday, so we'll miss the whole week.
So what I want to say is, Hans said it. I want to reiterate it. Outdoor Legacy is open for business. All three ladies will be in the office, warehouse up and running. Garrett here manning the phones. He's fully capable. He knows everything that we know. Okay. There's no, Garrett doesn't, he's not like, we're not telling him things. He knows what we know. But one thing you need to understand is that a lot of these new optics, we're going to, see and touch and put our hands on, but a lot of this stuff we're going to have zero field experience with. So if you call and it's basically like, hey, how does this thing look at 300 yards on a foggy night? Like, we don't know yet. And so there's going to be a lot of that where we don't have the field experience for these. There's some of these optics that we have had before and been able to put our hands on. And I know you don't know which ones those are, but some of those conversations are going to be, hey, if you really want to know what our feelings are and, get our personal opinions, you're going to have to wait until we get them, and that may be a few weeks. It may be a few months. Don't know. We can have that conversation then. But another thing I want to speak on, because I'm already getting emails and phone calls about this, is what if something's announced and it's exactly what I've been waiting on? I know it's what I want. I don't have to wait for you to review it because I know AGM. I know Pulsar. I know whatever. I know this is my brand. This is what I've been wanting, and they've released it. That y'all announced it on the show. I want that. What do I need to do? Call us at Outdoor Legacy, 877-350-1818, and tell the ladies, hey, this was announced, and I want to put a back order deposit on one. And what will happen at that point? They'll say, hey, got it. No problem. Again, this stuff is going to be breaking news. So there may even be a little bit of confusion on what the final price is. Is that $4,000 or is it $4,299? But that's kind of the chance you're taking at that point, because you want it and we've got an idea of what the price is. You can put that deposit on that item right then and hold your spot in line. Now, to be clear, no one, the ladies in the office, us, nobody is going to be able to say exactly when we're going to get that optic. There were things that were released at SHOT Show in 2024, last year, that we didn't see until May. Okay. We've seen in the past, there's things we didn't see for 7 or 8, 9 months, but the market has kind of moved past that. Generally now, it seems like we're seeing a lot of this stuff within, I would say, 3 to 8, 10 weeks on average. So it could be a little bit of a wait. You just need to know that going in, you're getting in early and you're going to get one of the first ones. But a back order deposit is, or a pre-order, whatever you want to call it, that's what's going to get you in line. I want to make another point. A lot of people say, well, I want one and I know it's what I want and I don't have to hear you talk about it, but I'm just going to wait till you get them on the shelf. Well, here's the problem with that. If we take an example, I'm going to just use a scope. Let's use the Infrared Outdoor, the MK2, the RH50R. All right, that scope was announced in January of last year. Super popular scope. People started calling, putting deposits. Well, we had guys who would call and say, man, you don't have it. Well, I don't want to put a deposit. I'm just going to wait till you get some. I'll call back in a week. I'll call back in a month. Like, listen, it's not going to work that way. We did not put a single one of those scopes on the shelf available for anybody in the world to go online and purchase until August. And they lasted about 2 days and they were gone. And we just put some last week on the shelf. So in a 12-month period, those have been available for purchase on our website for probably about 4 to 5 days. Okay, max. I mean, so making that point of, if you know you want it, getting your name on that list, holding your spot in line is by far going to be the quickest way to get it from Outdoor Legacy. Again, if they show up and we got 100 of them, you just get one right off the top. You don't have to worry about it. Didn't hurt you, didn't cost you anything. So that's just one thing to remember. So one more quick thing just for our listeners. Emails are going to be super hard as well. I handle a bunch of the emails. Michaela, our office manager, handles a lot as well. Those are going to be hard this week or this next week as well. So email us. It's fine. It may just take a little longer to get back to you, but we are excited that when we do get back that following week, we want to help you. We want to answer these questions. We're excited. We know there's a lot of cool stuff coming. And so give us a call. The later in the week you can call, the better. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday would be great. Monday's always crazy. Been gone out of the office for a week and catching back up. But we want to help. All right, y'all. So I know that what a lot of people really enjoy is some of our predictions. We try to do this every year. And yes, Hans and I know about a lot of things that are coming, but there's a lot of things we don't know. And what we try to predict is just kind of what we think the theme is going to be. Like, what are the things we're going to see over and over and over that are going to be common themes for SHOT Show of 2025. And one thing, I'm gonna let Hans get to some of these, feature related type things we think are going to come. But one thing I think we're going to see is, we're already seeing it, more and more of these companies with funny names from overseas that have got these thermal and night vision brands that are just like, the market's getting flooded with this, I'm going to say it, cheap junk that is like Temu, Alibaba, eBay, and maybe it's below eBay. It's Temu. I mean, it's like, and we literally, the other day, Hans sent me a link, and it was like a thermal on Temu for like, I don't know what, $500. Like, guys, this is crazy. I think we're going to see a lot of that. And we're getting a lot of emails about these weird brands that are popping up. And I'm going to be honest, guys. This is our opinion on this. Avoid those brands. And here's why. And I know you can say, well, y'all don't sell it. Well, we could sell it. They're begging us to sell it. Okay. I mean, we're getting emails. This morning I got up and I cannot tell you how many emails I deleted from brands that you've never heard of that are like, sell our stuff. It's better than, but this is the problem. And I'm going to be just real brief on this, but when you're spending this kind of money, and this kind of money to me starts at $200 or $300. Okay. When you're spending this kind of money and all the way up, whatever your budget is, you want to buy an optic from a reputable brand that can be trusted. They have been in the market. They have proved themselves. They have US-based customer service. They have US-based facility. I mean, that's an important thing when you're spending this kind of money, especially on an electronic item that could have issues somewhere inside of your ownership of that. And so it's important to know what you're getting. And I know some of these brands pop up and they look, they're cheaper and they look like they've got greater features and whatever. Listen, if that's real, and these are real companies that are here to stay and they've got a quality product that is reliable and they can offer the customer service and the support, if they can do that, then they'll make it. And then you'll end up seeing them on this show in a year or 2 years or whatever when that time comes. But what we don't want is we don't want our customers and we don't want you watching this to be the guinea pig. We don't want you to spend your hard-earned money on something that ends up being a big pile of junk that you can't get any help on. So I think we're going to see a lot of those. I think they're already popping up. But I would say buyer beware on that.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we'll touch briefly on some things that we think we're going to see more of in 2025. At SHOT Show, I think some of this stuff might be more prevalent. But I think what we're seeing now, Jason, is kind of something we kind of talked about and seen in Q4 of 2024. We're looking at higher HD resolution sensors, beyond 640 resolutions, whether it's 1024 or 1280. I think you're going to see more of those in the market in 2025. More standard laser rangefinders, and right now what's really popular is not just laser rangefinders permanently attached, but also bullet calculation compensation capabilities, where they can use this in coordination with shooting and really give you a point of impact correction on your screen. So that's very popular. I think you're going to see more of that. Larger display screens, but ultimately, what we talked about in the past, Jason, is lower prices. The good thing is lower prices, and we noticed this, and we saw this on January 1st. AGM, they did a pretty good price cut across the board on a lot of their optics, right? I mean, just right off the top. And so we're seeing lower prices, but we are not seeing the quality, at least in the major brands, suffer at all. If anything, the quality is getting better and the prices are going down. Now, I know it's still expensive to get a thermal. It's an expensive toy, let's face it, but they are coming down quite a bit, and you're able to get really quality 640 resolutions optics, which used to be in considered the budget more price scale. So lower prices, laser rangefinders, larger display screens, higher sensor resolution. I mean, there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's exciting. It's technology. It's always changing. I know there's always that frustration of I bought an optic today and there's a newer one out, next week or next month or next year, or I bought an optic today at X price and next week, next month or next year it's less expensive. And that's just technology. It's just the way that it is. And it's funny because I consider it's kind of like having our cake and eating it too. No one wants this technology and the scopes to get more expensive. Okay. But that's the only way to maintain the value in what you've bought. Okay. That's the only reason that the used car market can do what it does, is because new vehicles just continue to get more and more expensive. But if they always got cheaper, then yours would be worth less, and that's just unfortunately the way it goes. But the good news is that when you buy another one, you're either going to spend less, or you spend maybe the same amount, or even spend more, but you're getting more for it. So it's a really good deal. But yeah, Hans, I agree with you on those predictions. I think that I'm going to say that all those are great. I'm going to say that 2025 is going to be the year of, I'm going to call them HD sensors, the 1024 and the 1280s. I think we're going to see more and more of those, and I think it's going to push down the pricing on the 640s and the 384 resolution stuff. And I think it's going to continue to squeeze digital night vision completely almost out of the market. I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to become an unprofitable technology within a year or two. I think that's really, maybe less, but I think that's where we're going. That's my prediction.
We're going to talk about our favorite and least favorite things of the trip, and we're going to do this in 2 minutes. Jason, I'll lead it. I'll start it out. My least favorite part of going to SHOT Show is I hate the travel. I don't like flying on airplanes. I don't like driving to the airport. I don't like getting on shuttles. Flying on airplanes getting to the, now I have a great time at SHOT Show. It's busy, very busy for us. I hate traveling. I really do. And I did it in my previous life a lot. And, when I went full time here, I knew I only had to really travel once a year, and I was very okay with that. But the whole process of getting there and getting home, I'm not a fan of. The part that I like the most, I would say, is, we get to see a lot of the manufacturers outside of SHOT Show. There's some that we don't get to see that often, but seeing the people, but also the experience of the show, a little bit of the madness and the chaos of the, going to the booths and the crowds. We don't get a chance to see a lot of other booths outside of our industry. And we just don't have a lot of time. And I always say every year, I'm like, man, I'm going to take a little bit more time to walk around. And I never have time. But I do just like the entire SHOT Show experience and everybody being there that are like-minded pretty much and, enthusiastic about being in the same industry. So that's probably my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of mimic that because the travel is the same thing with me. I mean, I don't mind the act of flying on a plane, but it's the act of getting to the airport and getting parked and getting your luggage and getting there and, hurry up. And then if you did it right, you wait. If you didn't do it right, you're not waiting, you're rushing and getting on the plane. And did my luggage get there? And do I have it? Yeah, that part I'm not a big fan of either. I think that anybody that's been to Vegas in the last few years know that it's not a cheap destination. It's really expensive, and there's nothing like eating a hamburger and being like, man, that didn't feel like a $35 meal. I mean, that's I'm always like, I don't know about that, but I think that the travel. I think that the stress of being away from the office, and there's so much going on here, and Hans and I are trying to work there and work here, and we have dinners at night we have to go to. It's just a whole lot of work, and then that's fine. I'm not complaining about it. It's what it is. But I think I agree with you, and I think I would say this. My late father, who helped me start this business, he had been in this industry, in the outdoor industry for years, gone to SHOT Show forever. And he made a good point. He's like, you go to SHOT Show, you sometimes, you sit out here for 11 months and you kind of are on an island and you feel like, man, I'm by myself doing this and I'm just trying to make a way and make a living. You go to SHOT Show and there's, 50,000 people in this giant building, and it's every gadget and gizmo related to hunting, shooting, and outdoors you can imagine. And there's all these people, I mean, even from other parts of the world, and you're just like, wow, I'm part of something bigger. And there's I don't like to use positive energy. I don't mean it like that, but there's this excitement, and you get, like, oh, wow, there's a lot going on. And I think it's good for manufacturers and dealers for us to get in there, get back in and kind of feed off that energy, especially starting our year off into another year. So I like that part. I think it's good overall. It's a good positive trip, but it is a lot of work. And I know that, Hans and my wife, Amanda, they came back in 2020 when COVID, before COVID was cool. That was before anybody knew what it was. January of 2020, I knew two people who had one of the first cases of COVID. And so you always come back with the SHOT Show cough. You're at least going to get that. It may be a new unnamed disease, but anyway.
It was at the time. Definitely was at the time. And usually sometimes we get an IV before it just because, try to boost up our immune system, but I'm not doing that this year. But y'all, this has been a lot of talk about, I don't know, it's kind of like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing. This was kind of a show about nothing. I hope you enjoyed it, though. I hope you got a chance to kind of see some of the behind the scenes information that we get to share with you from time to time. We will be back very soon. Right here on a Late Night Vision Show on our shows next Tuesday. So see that as well. If you want to, again, purchase an optic from Outdoor Legacy, you can do so outdoorlegacy.com, 877-350-1818. And then you can find the podcast right where you found it right now. But if you want to go somewhere else and find it, Spotify, thelatenightvision.show.com, YouTube, and all of our stuff on the socials, Hans ETX on YouTube, Outdoor Legacy, and also on Instagram and on Facebook. Jason.
All right, guys. The next time that we're coming at you, hopefully, Hans and I are in Las Vegas. Hope to see y'all here next Thursday. And then when we get back, our current plan is to hit the ground running on some overdue reviews we've got. We have been working tirelessly collecting footage from the field, trying to be prepared for a bunch of reviews we need to do. So that's the plan. So y'all stick to it right here on the Late Night Vision Show. Hope to see y'all again soon.